Hello, everyone. This is Whiskey and Business Podcast. I have with me Brenna, who is an intern from the University of Idaho. We're going to talk about internship and what she's learned from the University of Idaho, as well as what it's been like to be an intern with a media production company locally. Hello, Brenna.
Hello. Nice having me here. Thank you.
It is very nice having you here. I appreciate you thanking yourself for being here. It's good stuff.
Nice. All right.
What has college been like for you so far? As far as what have they taught you in general about media? Like what really sparked your interest?
So I started undeclared. I didn't really know what I was doing. I always had a like for film, but I always thought there isn't really any future in that. What are you going to do? Just go to Hollywood? That's just a long shot. There's nothing really realistic to do with that. So I was undecided for a really long time. I did journalism, but then finally I was like, actually, I just can't deny how much I like film. And if you really look into it, there's a lot of options locally, and that doesn't just involve filmmaking. You can actually do a lot. So I'm a junior now, and I've just been taking sort of video classes like that, and we do a lot with doing your own filming, but it's never really practical applied looking at how videos are actually gonna make you money. So
Right. And that's a big part of it is learning how you can create a career out of film or video production or media production in general without knowing someone in Hollywood who can open that back door for you and just sweep you into becoming a grip or becoming a production assistant on the set of the newest Pirates of the Caribbean or some shit.
As sick as that would be.
It would be sick. It would be sick. But coming from
steps,
North Idaho
steps.
and somehow arriving in LA, it is not an easy task.
Yeah. Definitely.
So you're interning currently with Pulse Productions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you joined us in the studio today. Can you describe your goals that you set? Because when you started, I asked you, can you write down 5 things that you want to learn by the end of this internship? 5 things you want to focus on and 5 things you want to have me teach you through what we're working on. Can you describe those to me?
So, I do have the list. I don't know if I can say them off the top of my head. I do know it essentially was I had learned about these things in classes and experimented with them a lot, but I as much as I've learned about audio in my classes, I really wanted to be more comfortable using audio, because while I've used a boom pole and whatever and set up mics, it's totally different when your teacher is just watching you do it, and when you're actually at a wedding and these real events are unfolding in front of you and you actually have to know how it works and thank you actually apply it.
Right.
So
and that's what I've always loved too, is doing live events where you are in the field and you have that pressure. I swear as I started the company, I became obsessed with that pressure of, okay, this is happening right now. If we don't capture this angle, if we don't get this moment, then it's lost. You can't ask them to redo a cake cutting. You can't ask them to re-walk down the aisle. You have to be on it. You have to adapt. You have to be ready for, I'm not wedding that we did together.
Yeah.
We borrowed this giant 4K camcorder from a mentor of mine. And we got there and we hit record, and the battery went from 100% to 0 in 30 seconds. And then I'm like, oh shit. And I put the new one in, and the exact same thing happened. So there goes our flagship camera. I get our little portable DJI Osmo, set up a third angle, and we had to adapt because we had no choice, or we would miss it. And it would be over.
You can't. We were 2 hours away? We couldn't just run.
That was as they were walking down the aisle when it happened. There was no choice. We had to adapt. Mm-hmm. And I hate it, but I love it. That stuff is the pressure that you won't even get at a at a production set because cut, oh, today was a loss. We'll film tomorrow. No, that's the pressure you get when you are creating live video.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
And I had never like had that. I'd only ever done my own little short films that like, ah, dang it, you like didn't say the right thing. We're just going to have to shoot again. But at that wedding, I mean, you were just like, okay, they're going to have like the bridesmaids' reactions, like go film it. And I was like, okay, like, I guess, yeah, you stand there and you hold it still and
you do it.
You make, the best that you possibly can, like in that moment. You can't redo it. And
that's my favorite way to teach people is here's the camera, go and do.
Yeah.
I want you to learn in the field what works and what doesn't work and what you know looks great and what you can improve on, because that is the best way to learn for yourself and to hone your own skills that will make you distinct. Like you can learn a lot from a lot of different people, but what's going to make your talents shine in your own unique way with your own skills is going to be you honing that in and deciding for yourself what works and what doesn't work. And that's the difference between the education where you're learning this cookie cutter way of approaching media production,
right,
and you spending the time to hone in your skills so you have a distinctive feel that people seek you out for over someone else.
And like kind of going with that, it like not only are you really learning how to be adaptable, but you're also learning to be confident in yourself. Because like you can't be second guessing things. You really need to feel
you don't have time.
Comfortable. And yeah, exactly. You just got to roll with it and not be like freezing up. It's like being flexible. And I think that might have even been one of like my other points is gaining confidence and like directing and like telling people how you need them positioned for shots and like really imagining that.
It was our first time ever meeting in person.
Yeah.
And we were driving on our way 2.5 hours to a wedding in the middle of nowhere in Washington. And on the way, I had Brenna and our other intern, Leviathan, write down their 5 goals. And I was able to tell them off the top of my head, you will learn this, 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 and this today because you won't have a choice. It's trial by fire. You will adapt. You will try your best, and I will be there to make sure we get everything we need. So don't stress about it, but I will let you push as far as you can to perform as best as you can. And it was awesome to see you guys just like engage with it and rock it.
That was exciting. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect. I'm kind of used to like professors like, you know, looking over your shoulder and kind of like when you're in class, they're kind of the ones orchestrating everything. You call them over really quick, but like you're out doing your own stuff. Like you have to be setting things up.
I'm flying the drone in a giant circle while I'm like, please go do this and do this. And oh, this camera is worthless now. Okay, here goes this.
And it's like, oh, okay. I guess I don't really need you to look over my shoulder and like tell me like, oh that's right.
You know what looks good.
Right. Just
it's
having
because
to
you
do
have
it.
that talent. And I trusted you in that, you know. And that's what you have to embrace is you know what looks good, you will record what looks good, and you will learn everything you need to on the way. And that's amazing. Like, you're going to go places, so look forward to seeing that.
It was really nice having such confidence in me. Like, even, it was our first meeting, and we really just, like, got that wedding all done.
Yeah.
That was, like, despite all of that, it like came together really well.
Well, I hope you stick around before you're whisked off to Hollywood to create giant films like Indiana Jones 5 or 6 or whatever they're on.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe keep in touch.
Yeah,
stardom might get to my head.
You know, internship ends, and you know you want to get paid all the boatloads of money. It's rough.
I'll be rolling in it.
Oh yeah, you know, as all of us media production people do, we just make so much.
Yes.
So I think that we should wrap.
Okay.
Do you have anything that, so far we're about halfway through your internship. We're coming to your midterm. We just filled out your review.
Right.
What do you want to learn in the second half of this internship? And, you know, Josh and I are getting that office together soon through Miller Media, where you're going to be able to get more of an exposure to media and marketing and business with his skill set as well. What do you want to learn for your future through internship with Pulse Productions?
Well, I like more of, as much as I've been able to be kind of directed and still kind of do my own thing independently of like, oh, making sure I'm recording things. You are very great at just like, you show up to the scene and you're like, okay, I want this because it's gonna then be this in editing, and like to just kind of, I guess, develop an eye for editing and like kind of already seeing all of what you want to direct like while you're doing it. That's like maybe just experience, but like kind of more of that.
That would
and like
be
also editing. I love editing.
It's powerful because when you spend time editing what you've filmed, you know what steps you took to create that footage, and now you're taking the steps to turn it into something else. And once you get all of the experience of knowing all of the work you had to do to fix what you did before, then you know beforehand what you want to be able to edit, and you can in that moment like look at it and then just visualize, okay, I need this, and this. Anything else that inspires me in this moment will make an amazing edit in the end. And I think only
really
experience
cool.
and time spent doing it will get that, but you know, we'll see. We'll get you on editing some projects.
Oh yes, that's really exciting. Oh yes.
I know that between Pulse Productions and heck Miller Media, there's lots of media coming through. So, you know, we'll get you editing some, and you can toy with it, and then I'll toy with it, and Josh will toy with it, and it will, you'll get to see what footage can be turned into in a professional sense. So
yeah.
But thank you for coming on the podcast and
Thanks for
interning
having
with
me.
us. And
oh yes.
it's been a blast so
Absolutely.
far, and I really look forward to seeing you finish up and go wherever you're going to go.
Hollywood, baby. Here we
Woo,
come.
Next big movie director, star.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not star, but director, you know.
Both. Stan Lee
Both.
did it.
Yeah, you're gonna act cameos. That's where it's
Boom.
at.
I mean, come on. You can't blame him. You might as well be in your own
Take
movie.
the credit for being a comic book legend.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
definitely.
joining us for a Whiskey and Business short. I don't know what we're going to call
Without the
this.
whiskey.
But without the whiskey, you know, because responsibility. And we can't drink whiskey all the time. Probably just drink it afterwards. But thank you, everyone. Check out our YouTube and Miller Media Co. at Pulse CDA, Pulse Productions as well. We will see you next time. Peace.